Young Aussies are shirking work. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's check out this article because it's another one of those, I don't know how you'd explain it, kind of like the whole lazy Monday movement or unemployable movement, that whole Reddit thing where the freaky looking people complaining about not getting a job, rather than cleaning themselves up, just putting a bit of effort in. I can't relate. I cannot relate. This, what we're looking at here, and we'll jump over to it now, to me just screams of being lazy. I thought this is what it was, being lazy, the first one to get fired. They're probably the noisiest ones to complain these days too. Oh, you fired me because I couldn't do my basket weaving side business during business hours. Here's one. How many of you let your staff use their phone during business hours? You're coming to the, and this is from the perspective of someone who removed all seated desks and had everyone standing at work, just like my father. Young Aussies are getting sneaky at work amid the cost of living crisis. Oh boy, because things are getting more expensive, it means you can be unethical. Young Aussies are doing sneaky things to get the most out of their mediocre wages during the cost of living crisis. And the author of this, she's the generation, like the millennial or the Gen Z or whatever it is. It's no secret that across the board, workers aren't being compensated for the soaring inflation in Australia. Financial advisor Victoria Devine recently said on her podcast, she's on the money. If you're not getting a 7% pay rise this year, you're actually financially going backwards. Well, what do you do to get a pay rise? You probably should change jobs. That's the reality of it. If you want to get a pay rise, you should change jobs. Or work really hard so you get a bonus. But if you're in a job that's not really a professional one, you might not have the capacity to that. So you got to shop around, upskill. It's tough, guys. Inflation's just, it's going to take a while to work out of the system. Inflation in Australia has climbed to 7%, yet wages are only hovering around 3%. It also doesn't look like they'll be changing anytime soon. New research from recruiter Robert Half has found that 58% of Australian employers are solely basing remuneration decisions in 2023 on individual and company performance instead of as a form of retention. So what are Aussies doing? Well, we've all heard the terms like quiet quitting. Yeah, this is, I get it. I appreciate it, setting boundaries. But I'm from the architectural profession. We suck at setting boundaries. I remember when I was a student working for a big firm here in Brisbane, and I'd be staying back at nights doing my university work. That's what you'd be allowed to do. I had more food at the office than I had at home. And there'd be architects who, at my age now, middle-aged, coming back and working every night until 9 p.m. One had the great plan. He'd go home, see the kids, have dinner, then come back into the office and work. And these were employees that were on a salary, so they weren't getting a bonus. Now, I remember learning one architect there who I looked up to, who was running projects, was only getting like 45 grand a year. And we're not talking that long ago, guys. Even then, it wasn't that impressive. So, anyway, where employees start to do the bare minimum. But now Gen Z and millennials are taking a new approach. Now, I am a millennial, guys. I may sound like a boomer, but I'm technically just a millennial. Instead of just quietly doing less, they are now learning how to take more. This isn't just scabbing toilet paper or stocking up on extra pens to help save a few bucks. Who uses pens anyway at home? Some crafty workers have kicked things up a notch. This is stealing. Amy lives in Melbourne, of course, Melbourne. Is a prime example of a woman who feels slighted by her stagnant income during these inflated times. Oh boy, The MGTOW bros would tear the shit out of this one. Oh no, Okay, so she's pissed off that she's not getting what she deserves, so she's stealing. She's past the point of even bothering to ask for a pay rise. This can't be a real article, can it? Well, no, actually, it probably could. This is why we have the wage gap, because they're not asking for a pay rise. Sorry, the earnings gap. Instead, she's taking matters into her own hands. She started a side hustle. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but is doing it while getting paid by her primary employer. Now, it depends on how you're getting paid. If you're paid on an hourly rate and the hours that are set aside for your employer, then no, that's not right. That's unfair. If you're getting paid as a delivery, then you should have the freedom to pick and choose when you want to work. That's fine. That makes a lot of sense. I make art for my side hustle on company time and fully take advantage of flexible hours, she told news.com.au. So what does that mean exactly? Well, it means she fudges how much she is actually working, so she's lying. In my company, most people are doing 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I supposedly work 9 to 5 p.m. But as long as I look like I'm online at 9:55, no one knows any different, she said. Well, yeah, of course they know different. They would have logs. They would have computer logs. They could check it up instantly. Of course they know. I mean, how dumb are people getting? Seriously, come on. This is why the older generations don't want people to work from home. Shit like this is going to ruin it for everyone. Amy has a foolproof way to secure some more personal time if she needs to. When I'm mad at work, I like to schedule half-hour meetings before or after lunch or right before I finish up for the day, she said. What does she do? Probably some bullshit social media marketing job that isn't real. I mean, sorry. You know what I mean. She's not alone. Plenty of Aussies are finding innovative ways to get more from their work in unique ways because their wages aren't going up. Now, hear this shit. Hear this type of crap, okay? And you wonder why you get someone, international student coming over from an Asian country, from a different culture, from a different work ethic, will see behavior like this and will just go, to hell with that. That's pathetic. Utterly pathetic. That this type of petty crap. This is why Australia is getting our asses kicked all over the world because of productivity. Joanne, another woman, revealed she's found a way to save money at work. I don't contribute to farewells, baby showers, welcome back lunches, any of that. But I will turn up and always eat the food even if I don't put in for it, she said. So, I mean, are these people just assholes? I mean, it can get annoying. I mean, I remember the last time I was working at the Architectural Practice Academy, and it seemed like every bloody week it was another, or every month it was another birthday, and it probably was because there were so many of us. But it was a cake for this, money for this. And one thing they did, which I didn't get, is all the employees were to put in like significant money to buy like an Xbox or a PlayStation for the director of the practice. I guess I'm too lower class, I'm not private school educated, so I don't have money like that to piss around. But yeah, no, fine. But if you go there, I mean, these can't be real, well, yeah, they can, can't they? This perfectly describes some of the petty people at work. Yeah, in these times, who doesn't have extra cash to splash to celebrate Kath's 50th? Lisa said that while wages remain stagnant, she's staying firmly at home. I insist on working from home because it saves me so much money. If I'm going into the office, it costs extra to get there. She said, yeah, I mean, there's nothing, that's 100% correct. That's correct. Working from home saves you a lot of money. Even I don't have to commute. We used to have a retail tenancy where we had a fit out there. I calculated it cost us about at one point $1,000 a day just to keep everything running. All the computers, all the staff, all the equipment, all the rent. And getting rid of all of that makes it so much cheaper. It's really frustrating. And even just going to work. One thing for us that was really bad was when because we'd have the kids at the office, we'd come back home, and you know what we'd do? We'd drive past like 2 Maccas on the way home. So we'd be tired, we wouldn't want to cook. Oh yeah, go get a Big Mac meal, and that stuff is addictive. You know, I've slipped up on the diet. We've had a few Big Macs recently, but what we've started doing again is just, okay, if we want a burger, we'll go to Coles and buy the patties and build our own burgers and make our own fries in the air fryer. So we're not getting, trying to limit the crap that we eat. But it's also cheaper. But now for us, that was the worst thing of the commute. Anyway, going off topic here. So no, I completely understand working from home. But the thing is, this other girl over here who's lying is going to ruin it for this one and for all of us. Meanwhile, Rachel said slow wage growth had stopped her from feeling the pressure to do everything by the book. And this is, I just straight up fake all my work from home training. I take extra long lunch breaks, she said. Are they going to interview any blokes here? Here we go, Lyndall. Is that a bloke or a chick name? I can't tell anymore. Wait, no, sorry, I'm assuming genders, that we can't do that in current year. Are you seeing a pattern here? Yeah, a whole bunch of women who are stealing from their workplaces and being petty bitches. That's what I'm seeing here. I mean, this is rubbish. This has to be... Let me know in the chat if you think this is real or fake. I mean, it's a news.com article. As young Aussies find ways to make work benefit them more, they aren't feeling guilty because they don't feel like they're getting paid enough to give work their undivided attention and commitment. Lyndon Hughes is the managing director of Q5 Australia and has had decades of experience in consulting. Wait, no, sorry, a woman. Wages play a practical and symbolic role for each of us. Of course, there is a old saying, money can't buy happiness, but it does buy food, a roof, and elements of a good life. What we also know about people is that we all have an innate sense of equity, she said. So do people feel like they need to be correctly remunerated to do the best at work? Well, yes. Yeah, but you don't steal. If you're getting screwed over, you change jobs. Is that an out-of-date concept? How many of these do you reckon are civil servants or are in unionized positions where they have no negotiating capacity over their wages? That could be it too. Research has shown that we balance our efforts based on the perceived equity of the reward. As an example, if we are rewarded more, then our sense of equity will mean that we put in more effort compared to with a lower reward. And conversely, remove effort. Wages mean more than money. They're also an indicator of how valued we are in an organization. Not getting an increase in wages hits morale and sense of worth, especially within a backdrop of increasing costs of living, she said. So where does the confidence to do less come from? Vanessa Gavan, a trained psychologist and leadership expert, said, Gen Z come to the workplace expecting more abundance, which is great as they have a purpose-led mindset. But the challenge is that employers need to take the corporate responsibility to bring them into the workplace and work with them on their mindset. No, you just fire them and get people that aren't useless. Just do that. Turf them. Get rid of the dead weight. She believes that the economic times we are in, combined with social pressures, have led our youngest workers to feel they need to earn good money to thrive. Internal pressures combined with the rising cost of living is only exacerbating their pressures and expectations for growth, she said. Wow. I mean, let's have a talk about this one, guys. I think the real interesting takeaway is that this is evidence of why there is a gender earnings gap. Petty shit like this will stop you from getting promoted, will stop you from taking opportunities. Maybe you're not getting paid as much as you feel like you're worth. Then an opportunity gets presented to you and you go, oh no, I can't do that. I'm taking a half hour for a bullshit meeting, or I'm working on something else. Someone else steps up, sees that opportunity, and it can lead to further potential in their career moving forward. Yeah, this is all really kind of petty crap. Glad I don't have to work in an office with this shit. I really can. Anyway, guys, tell me your opinions of this one. As always, Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support us, you can by using our affiliate links, by buying our pocket squares, or calling us if you need an architect. Take care, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now.